in boots. Once upon a time, there was a cat named Puss. He lived with the old mother and his 3 sons. Puss would hide in the mill. If a rat came to eat the grain, Puss would pounce. Then the mother died. The oldest son took the mill. His second son took the donkey. There is nothing left for me, said the youngest son. You can have a cat, his brothers said. The youngest son's name was Tom. Tom had no money to feed a cat. He planned to leave Puss alone in the woods. Puss was scared. I can make you rich, Puss said to Tom. Tom didn't know Puss could talk. He thought the talking cat must be very clever. Puss asked for a sack. He asked for a pair of boots. Tom gave him both things. Puss filled the sack with carrots. He hid behind a rock. Some rabbits came to eat. Puss snatched them up in his sack. Puss brought the rabbit to the king's castle. I planned a present from my master, Puss said. The king rubbed his stomach. He loved rabbit stew. What is your master's name? The princess asked. Puss told a fib. Lord Carabas, he said. Puss brought a present to the castle every week. He brought grain from the mill. He brought fish from the river. He brought flowers from the field. One day, Puss saw the royal carriage coming down the road. He had an idea. He told Tom to go swimming in the river. Now? Tom asked. Now, Puss said. Tom stripped off his clothes. He jumped into the river. Puss looked down the road. The king carriage was getting closer. He hid Tom's clothes under a rock. Puss ran into the road. Help! Lord Carabas is dying, he cried. The carriage driver fished Tom out of the river. Tom hid behind a bush. Bandits stole my master's clothes, said Puss. The king remembered the gift from Lord Carabas. Bring the man. I've a fine new suit, he said. Lord Carabas got into a carriage with the king and the princess. Puss saw some people down the road. He had another idea. He ran ahead. The people were picking apples. They looked hungry. Why don't you eat the apple? Puss asked. We give all our apples to a bad ogre, the man said. The ogre could turn into the dragon. Puss made a deal with the people. They would tell the king that the orchard belonged to Lord Carabas. Puss would get rid of the ogre. Puss ran on. His boots helped him run fast. Puss found some people milking cows. They looked thirsty. thirsty. Why don't you drink the milk? Puss asked. We give all our milk to a scary ogre, a woman said. The ogre would turn into the ogre could turn into a tiger. Puss made a deal with these people too. They could tell the king that the cows belong to the Carabas. Puss would get rid of the ogre. It's a deal, said the people. Moo, said the cows. Puss ran on. Puss soon came to the ogre castle. He went inside. The ogre sat on a golden throne. He drank from the silver cup. He picked his nose. He scratched his bottom. The ogre saw Puss. He wanted to eat Puss for dinner. The ogre tried to grab the cat, but he was too slow. Puss jumped onto the table. The ogre turned into a lion. Puss was shaking in his boots. But Puss had an idea. I bet you can turn into a rhino. He said the ogre became a rhino. A bear, Puss said. The ogre became a bear. A dog, Puss said. The ogre became a dog. I'll bet you can turn into a mouse, said Puss. The ogre became a mouse. Pounce! Puss ate the mouse in one bite. Puss went outside. The royal carriage drove up. Welcome to the castle of Lord Carabas, he said. The king liked all the orchard and cows. The princess liked the castle. She loved Lord Carabas. He loved her too. They were married the very next day. The king brought the cake. The apple picker brought apple cider. The milkmaid brought ice cream. Puss brought himself. The ogre was gone, and everyone had enough to eat and drink. Lord and Lady Carabas were very happy. They called him Tom. She called him Tom. He called her Jenny. Puss gave the sack back to Tom, but to this day he still wears his boots. The